So, guys, with the Christmas spirit in mind and being an outfitter, I thought it would be great to ask these guys what would be their top 10 Christmas list. So I put them on the spot just a few minutes ago, and they put together a Christmas list, and we're going to go right into it. So what do we, and in no particular order, just random, what's your list?
Sponsored by Midland. Communication for every adventure. The industry leader in radio communication technology and innovation for over 50 years. Sponsored by MyMedic. Sponsored by Tembo Tusk. Sponsored by Trail Rated Coffee Company. Sponsored by CK Knife and Tool.
Always remember, the opinion you follow should be your own. Just consider the things stated here to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online.
Hi, I'm Phil from Waypoint Overland, and you're listening to Random Waypoints. All right, so here we go. Welcome to another episode of the Random Waypoints podcast. We'll be doing an episode every week, so like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss an episode. This week, we're in Troutdale, Oregon, with Lolo Overland's Josh and Daniel. Welcome to the show, Josh and Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
All right, my first question is, you guys tell me where you're from, where you're born and raised.
Yeah, so I am actually born and raised right here in Portland, Oregon. Been here my whole life. Basically born in Portland, but grew up in the Columbia River Gorge. And lots of exposure to the outdoors. And how about you, my friendly companion?
Thought you were going to call me something sweeter than that.
I was thinking something, but you know.
I was also born here in Portland and grew up somewhat near the Columbia Gorge.
Don't steal my thunder.
I'm not. I'm borrowing it.
Now, did you guys grow up overlanding and camping?
I grew up camping, but Josh is a little more extreme version of me.
Yeah, definitely lots of exposure to camping. A lot of my life was spent racing. So I grew up drag racing, spent a lot of time with my dad on the circuit, traveling all around the U.S., spending time at tracks, and just that whole life of kind of being on the road. And so I really had, two sides of my life growing up. I had the nature side with my mom, and I had the traveling, gearhead, race car side with my dad. So made for a perfect combination.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Tell my audience what you guys do.
Absolutely. So basically as Lolo as a whole or us individually?
Let's go with Lolo Overland for now.
Lolo Overland? Okay. So Lolo Overland really is a full circle overland company. We do everything from full custom builds to a overland showroom with all the gears and supplies you need. We have our Lolo Adventure, which gets people outdoors, gets them exploring. And then we also like to have some fun and create some content ourselves. So it's really the full circle there.
All right. Before you jumped into this, what did you do before that?
So right before I jumped into this, the last 5 or 6 years of my life had been spent both being a freelance photographer along with helping grow my family's business, which we built. We did a few different things, but we built custom cargo trailers, so car haulers for race cars, which a lot of my background is. And then just because of my own drive, we really got into the adventure and camping side of custom trailers. And so I helped build that brand, and along the way I saw what overlanding was doing and just had to jump in.
Okay. So what was the segue in? Was there some commonality in industry? How did you transition into overlanding?
There's absolutely some common things that happen there. Just the businesses side by side run very similar. We have custom builds going. We had parts and accessories. That side went hand in hand. With the overland side, it was very much similar as far as the process goes. It was just a whole new line of products and a little bit more a little bit more consultation with our clients on what their purpose was with the vehicle build, same as we would do with a custom trailer build. It just seemed to be a little bit more in depth on the overland side.
I also think the overlanding side is just a little bit more Josh in general.
It is, yes.
So you're the marketing man.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about Lolo Adventures. In brief, what should someone expect dealing with you guys?
Well, with the adventures, you should expect to get outside and have a lot of fun and then come home with some prizes, really, because Lolo Adventure is an outdoor treasure hunt, to sum it up, where folks will go out and basically geocache for little capsules that have big prizes in them. So, yeah, it's been really fun. We just finished our first season up this fall, and we're getting ready to launch season 2 in the winter.
Yeah. I mean, really our goal with Lolo Adventure was dealing with COVID and seeing what was happening in our community and society with people being limited to what they could do and depression and mental health issues. And we just wanted to give something back to the community to get people outside, get them out adventuring in a safe way, and this just seemed to be the perfect avenue for that.
So I want to tell my audience the reason why this interview came about was basically we followed each other on Instagram, but I saw the events that you guys were having at the store. And not only did I see them, but even before the events actually would happen, I'd have other friends that I know through social media and they, hey, Phil, are you going? And somehow, some way, I was always doing something else. So I haven't been able to go to one, but I've been wanting to go to one.
Yeah.
So the next best thing was to come in on an off day and interview you guys.
Absolutely.
I like that. Yeah, glad you did.
So talk about the store events, because they're like really exciting. Matter of fact, I just saw on YouTube you even had some out-of-towners come in and visit you guys. Talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, we just had Down the Mob here, which I know you know very well. Phil is a great guy over there. We love him. So we opened this store right when COVID hit. And so we put all this work and energy in. We were ready for a grand opening, and then COVID hit. All the restrictions came, and we couldn't do anything. Our hands were tied. We could not celebrate or even really have a gathering at our place. So we kind of just let it roll and waited until the times were right where we could have an event. And our first event was, I believe, was it June or July?
Ooh,
time is just a blur lately.
Yeah.
But this summer we had our first basic grand opening, which was a year later. And we like to have fun, so we had live music out here. We had beer flowing, free beer, free food, and just wanted to have a good time. And it was a great time. We had a big turnout, lots of cool rigs, some great giveaways, and we loved that energy so much we had to do it again. So we released Lolo Adventure, and what a better way, or what not a better way to kick it off than an event at our place here again.
Yeah.
And we were a little bit worried with the weather. It was November here. It was raining. And we threw out some fire pits, got the beer flowing again, got live music. And again, we had a great turnout, great positivity, just great community. We had a blast. And that's what we're trying to bring to the Overland community, is just that brotherhood, that feeling of just enjoying life and getting to know new people, new experiences. And not always so much focused on sales or the business or this and that. Just all joining together and coming together on the same common thing.
It's about fun, really, man. That's why we run the business how we do, and why the business is what it is, and why we're gravitated towards it. Because, realistically, getting out there and adventuring is about fun,
Yep.
So that really falls in line with who we are.
I have a personal question for both of you guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
It just popped up in my head, and it's really bothering me. I think we have a very strong overlanding community in the Pacific Northwest.
Absolutely.
Very enthusiastic people in the Pacific Northwest. Not only that, we have the backdrop of some of the most beautiful country,
Absolutely.
some of the most free, open country in the whole United States. Yet, when I go through social media, when I talk to people about their bucket lists, I'm not hearing Oregon, I'm not hearing Northern California, I'm not hearing Washington, I'm not hearing Idaho. From your side of the coin, why do you think that is?
That's a very good question. I totally get where you're coming from on that.
We're like highly underrated.
So often you hear like Moab or Baja or the Rubicon Trail, which is kind of Northern California, but you hear a lot of those things.
I feel like the Northwest has always been a bit over or underrated for everything, sports and all that stuff. Just aside, but not to interrupt. But I
honestly don't have a good answer for that. It's always confused me, and I'm not quite sure why. Definitely in overlanding, everything west of the Rockies is really a lot of uncharted terrain, a lot of open terrain that's available to the public.
I think that's kind of cool, though, because since it hasn't been so hyped up, that there is still a lot of unknown to explore for folks, and that's another thing the adventure does is kind of, and at least this last season, because it was local to Oregon for the most part, and so that gets them out into some places they might not know, and get some exposure on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very interesting. We were just talking about this earlier. We've been waiting for a long time for some sort of big expo to come to the Northwest. We've only had a few small events and always been very confused why that is. Why is, Arizona a big hub for the events? That's a good question that I don't think I have the answer to.
I think your answer was good, though.
Okay.
So nice work.
Thank you.
So you kind of brought it up. Let's get into the Pacific Northwest event.
Yeah.
Overland Expo has announced a new event in the Pacific Northwest.
It's exciting,
did you hear where it was going to actually be at?
It's going to be just outside of Bend at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for those of you listening, if you're not familiar with the Bend area, it's a recreational paradise.
Yes.
You can go in many directions starting out in Bend. So I think that was a great spot to choose.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. As far as Oregon goes, Bend is by far the overland adventure hub of our state, and it's centrally located too. So literally you can go in any direction and you're going to run into some great adventure, some great areas. So I'm really excited about that. There's been some small events in Bend that we've worked with before, but nothing to this scale yet.
Yeah, that'll be my first expo, actually. So
all right.
Looking forward to it.
So as you guys get to know me, you're going to find out I don't care about the products so much. I don't care about the gear so much. And what I love about social media is people who feel like me now have an opportunity to get to know the people they spend their money with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got questions that have nothing to do with your gear in
That's
the
awesome.
store. We want to know what you're driving and what you're driving. Tell me about your rig setups.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to
Save
start
best
off,
for last. Huh?
Yeah. To start off, us personally, we also get burnout on the gear in ways because that's our business, that's our focus. But really, why are we doing this? It's not the gear. We get excited about the gear, but it's all about the experience and the adventure. And we build these rigs as a tool, a vessel to get us out there. And so the rigs really become a really, core part of our lives. The last year for me has been an interesting ride. I had a fully built 2013 Jeep JK, and New Year's Day I had a fire at my house. My entire shop burnt down, losing my Jeep, all of my camp gear. Literally everything I owned except for my clothes, basically. So I got to start fresh. And I went right back to a Jeep. I'm sorry, I love Toyotas, and I love all you Toyota guys, but I'm just a Jeep guy at heart. I love the way they feel.
That and that thing we had to pay tribute to the original Lolo Jeep.
It was the OG. It's what got us on this journey. It was a big staple of our brand to start off with, and
catalyst,
we had to keep the vibe flowing.
Absolutely.
Yes. I also have some young kids, so getting out in the Jeep with the wife and the kids and all our gear is quite the challenge. So I've also expanded into building a full-size rig. I have a Ram 2500, which I think is peeking out right back here.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And that's really for the family trips and when we need to get all that gear out there. But for my solo trips, for going out filming with the guys, it's all about the Jeep. And let's see, we picked that up in Vegas back in late spring.
Yeah.
And we've thrown it together pretty quickly now.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yep.
I'll leave a link for both of the videos, the one about his burnt Jeep and the one where they actually went out to Las Vegas and bought the new Jeep.
That was a fun trip for sure.
So what about your rig?
Me, all right.
Yeah, you got a little story
I
about
don't know
your
if you
year
folks
too.
can see it, but 1983 Chevy G20 Century Motor Coach Edition.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that thing is very pimp. It's got brown and white polka dot seats, captain's chairs, and a table. The couch that turns into a bed.
Lots of ashtrays.
Pretty much looks like a casino and an airplane had a baby.
Well, we're going to definitely have to do a rig walk around of that one day.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, I have an interesting story on how I ended up in that old sub. I had a Econoline van because I'm always, I've always been a van guy. So I had an Econoline van that we'd done some stuff to. We were getting there on it, and that had been stolen basically on my birthday this last year. So
Hold up.
okay,
How many times was it stolen last year?
it was stolen twice.
Twice. We found it one time,
Wow.
brought it back, and started building it up again.
First time wasn't too bad.
No.
The second time,
You had a lot into it the second
she was
time.
done. Yeah. I had a lot. They took a lot, and basically, I was left with a little check to go get that guy from the insurance. So.
But tell us, really, what's on your radar right now for a vehicle? Because the van is just a side little fun piece. What's really on your
man,
radar?
I've been toying with
Because
the
you're in a
idea.
debate right now.
I am. I've been toying with the idea of getting a Defender.
Oh,
And do we have access to one?
We have access to one, and I've been putting it off for long enough. I'm getting close to making my final decision on that. But that is absolutely my favorite rig. So yeah,
Old school Defender is
and
definitely
'89.
Yep.
Yeah, it is for sure. So either that, or I've also thought about going new, on getting something nice and new I don't have to tinker with, because I like old cars and they're really fun, but I don't know if I like to
They take a
have
little
to
bit
cold
more
start them
love.
every morning and figure out which light's working today. So, but yeah.
I have another question off topic. How did you guys pick this location? For my viewers, you're right next to the gorge.
Yep.
It's a beautiful drive here. I didn't take the highway. I went through Packwood and through Rainier, and
That's a good
That's
route.
the way to
you
come.
can take a beautiful drive here, and it's in a beautiful location.
Yep.
Did you just luck up on this, or?
Not necessarily. I'm definitely a person that tends to flock towards the mountains and the outskirts. I grew up in Portland. I love Portland, but things have changed, and I kind of stay on the edge of the city now. And so I live up on the base of Mount Hood, and I wanted a location that was easy for access, good for business, but I'm going to be a little bit selfish here. It needed to be somewhere where my environment was something that was healthy for me, and I just
Right.
could not be deep in the Portland. So basically, we're the last stop before you are in the gorge out of the city. There's no more exits after this.
It's called the Gateway to the Gorge.
It is the gateway of the gorge, is what Troutdale is known for. And another funny backstory is, let's see, back in 2006, we were in the building next door to here. Me and my father started a company where we were doing car wholesale. So we were selling custom cars to dealers, very unique cars, muscle cars, GTOs, Corvettes, things like that. And we started right next door. And so I already kind of had like this spot in my heart where I knew this complex. I knew, it was a good quality place to do business, but also I knew it was very quick access to get me out of the city, and I could take all back roads into the office, which was probably the most important thing to me. And so that's how we landed here. And believe it or not, after being here for a year, we outgrew the space, and so we've leased the space next to us, and now we're hunting for more and more square footage as we grow. So we'll see where the next road takes us here, but for now we're going to be down here in Troutdale. Probably won't see us going too far into the city, otherwise we'll be going further into the gorge.
So, gentlemen, I would like to ask a question. There are a lot of people getting into the outfitting business.
Mm-hmm.
Why go to a outfitter versus just your regular Joe Blow mechanic? What are the advantages? Am I getting something more? Am I getting something less?
Absolutely. There's several dynamics to that. I think, first off is going to be product knowledge, products geared towards what your goals are. And my guys over next door in the showroom, one guy had lived in a Subaru for a year and a half. He really, learned the ins and outs of living on the road. My other main sales guy in there has been heavily involved in the Overland community for, I think, 4 to 5 years now. And so what they can provide is a big value to people is basically helping curate and guide people on their build. Overlanding can be so overwhelming, especially if you own a Jeep or a Tacoma or a 4Runner. You do a Google search and you're just going to be overwhelmed with how many different options there are. And a lot of my guys have gone through those options, trial and error, and they can really help people get the right products for what they're trying to do and guide them in that direction.
Yeah, I'd say it's mainly just product knowledge and experience of the industry and the lifestyle.
So someone just getting into overlanding, or maybe not specifically overlanding, but getting out, vehicle-based exploration of some sort. What would be some universal advice that you would give to a newbie? I just bought a new stock Jeep, a new stock TRD or whatever, and I don't want to wait. I want to get out quick. What's a couple of things I should do or maybe invest in right off the bat so I can get out immediately?
Absolutely. That's a good question. And to start off, one of the first things I tell people, like you just said, is get out there. That's the most important thing. Just go. And so if you just want to get out there, you want experience and figure out what you really need to do this, I say you got to start off with the important safety items. Those crucial items that maybe you get stuck in the snow or you have a breakdown and you're not going to have a total mental breakdown. You have some insurance there to get you out. So, things like a satellite communication device, anything in communications really, first aid kits, extra food, water, all those really important safety things. And then after that, I would dive into probably recovery gear, some simple recovery kits to get you out of a situation. A lot of people aren't educated yet to understand self-recovery either. So it really is a battle. Like, how far do you dive in before you get all the gear you need? Because some of it, you just got to get out there and maybe have a bad experience to figure out, this is a really important piece.
Yeah, I think you said it right. Just the safety basics and then getting out there. I mean, you don't need all of this stuff.
No.
A lot of this stuff is convenience or
it makes it very comfortable
awesome and
easy.
Totally. But I mean, you can't really know exactly what you need for your type of adventure until you get out there and kind of be like, dang, I need that.
I mean, you can start off with a Walmart ground tent, some Lunchables, and a 6-pack, and you're set. But just make sure you have those safety essentials.
And do a 12-pack because, let's be honest.
If you come with us, probably a 30-pack. But I think we're getting to our priorities here.
Well, each person's experience is different. I often get that question asked of me.
Yeah.
And my standard answer generally is you need a season before you decide to make all of those big decisions.
Absolutely.
You need to go through maybe an April through November or at least a month of you need to experience, you need to get out there and do it before you start bolting stuff on.
Before you start outfitting the vehicle and investing in some of the really high quality gear. Because I can tell you, through the years, I have invested in lots of gear, and many of it just sat in my garage or I sold shortly after a trip. And you really kind of dial in your kit after, getting through some seasons, like you said. And you got to have some experience before you can build your kit.
So in the last 12 months, and this is for both of you guys, in the last 12 months, what would you say is the best investment in gear that you have?
I'm going to let you go first so I can think about it.
In my situation, I would have to say probably one of the biggest pieces of gear would be my suspension, AEV suspension. It just, everyday driving, going off-road, everything is better with the AEV. It's dependable. Besides that, I would say my new hardshell rooftop tent is a game changer. I've switched from the soft shell tent to a Free Spirit hard shell, and just the ease of setup and tear down has really made my camp life very enjoyable.
Yeah, a lot more enjoyable. For myself, I don't have much gear now after that whole incident with the van, but I would say while I had all that stuff and being in the Northwest, is just I liked my awning a lot. The awning, the coverage it provided, and
awnings are great here in the Northwest.
It's good for sun or the rain. So I always loved hanging out under the awning, and so it's not imperative to have, but it's definitely nice.
Yeah, living here in the Pacific Northwest, there are a lot of things on our list I think that are unique to our area. Mm-hmm. Like people always laugh when they see I always have a saw with me. Mm-hmm. Well, living here, I never hit the trails without a saw.
Oh, yeah.
Because you never know, you go in, a rainstorm, and on the way back, trees are everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's definitely a piece of the
chainsaw
kit.
is always in the rig.
Well, I get made fun of soon as I drive out of this area. And what do you need a chainsaw for? We're like, I need a chainsaw.
Yeah, I've been in some situations where I am glad I had it.
So, what's your best as far as landscapes? Like, are you guys mountain and forest guys, sand and beach, Moab, rock? What's your favorite landscapes for travel?
I think my go-to, I am at my core, I am a mountain guy. I'm a snowboarder. I love being in the mountains. But being here in Oregon, I'd have to say the high desert is probably my favorite out of everything. If I'm going to go on a big trip, I think the first thing that pops to mind, though, is Moab. I mean, Moab is such a special place. Such fun wheeling, beautiful terrain. But at my core, it's the mountains or the Oregon high desert, definitely.
I'm a coastal kid.
I knew you were going to say that.
I love the beach, man. I mean, I do, of course, love the forest and the mountains. That's a very, very close second, but I've always had something for the coast.
I'm a mountain guy. I'm a forest guy, but I love it all. I would never want to have to choose.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of being where we're at. It's like we don't really have to choose, you know. We just go one direction and there's that.
2 hours that way, we're at the coast. 2 hours that way, we're in the high desert. An hour from here, we're in the mountains. I mean, it's just whatever you want, you have access to very quickly.
Yeah, that's usually the big mind shift for people who come from the East Coast to the West Coast is BLM land. They just totally can't grasp the idea of that. The amount of forest land that we have, the amount of free spaces that we have. We are very fortunate here in the West.
Totally.
Yes, we are. Yeah, it's a complete different world on the East Coast. It's very congested, and there's some small little sections where you can get out, but it's not like here where you can disappear for years.
Right.
And still not touch everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that when I talk to people, they only think of the coast.
Yeah.
They think there's like a whole nother 80% of these states that you're missing out on.
Totally, yeah.
Yep.
So everybody who knows me knows I like to talk food and alcohol. So
that's what we're going to food and alcohol.
Okay. So, and this is again for both you guys.
All right.
If I'm going to hang out with you, I'm going to meet you at the campsite, and you're looking to cook something to impress. What's your go-to impress meal on the trail?
Oh, man. I'd have to say I got it from this guy, but this yakisoba recipe we got going on. I'm not going to, well, sorry, but you gave me your thunder.
But do you cook it? Or do you just
I let him cook it.
Okay.
I let him cook it, but I've tried it. I've tried it a few times and it's been successful.
Is it the yakisoba mix, or is it what?
Yeah, it's a
custom combo.
Well, first off, you got to have the Timbo Teskottle out there because that's the only way you can make the proper stir fry yakisoba. But yeah, you just get some of the good yakisoba noodles that you get in like the produce section.
You're gonna give the recipe up?
Not all of it. I'm gonna keep some secrets here. Get the stir-fry cut meats because we're lazy. We don't want to cut ourselves, so get it all pre-done that way. Some peppers, some seasoning. Our little trick that we've been throwing in lately has been the grilled pineapples in the mix.
Nice addition, yes.
But other than that, it's really kind of a simple dish.
It's very simple, actually. Yeah. So that was kind of the joke
Super
about being
easy to throw together on the scottle, and I mean, ask Coyote Works. I mean, I think it's his favorite meal now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those of you listening, I have a interview planned with Coyote Works. Stay tuned.
Oh, awesome. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we're just working out what day to do it. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, we love Casey,
our
man.
brother.
Yes, sir. So yakisoba for me.
Well, yakisoba for me. That's my dish. So
Okay, well, are we that different?
No, we're not.
Seriously.
So let's go back to Lolo Overland for a minute.
Yeah.
You guys ramped up business at a very unusual time, right in the midst of the COVID.
Yes.
We've had, as far as business-wise, winners and losers during the COVID.
Absolutely.
It looks like you guys are winning. But with that said, I'd like to know, what are some of the hurdles that you had to overcome to get to this point?
Well, I kind of explained a little bit earlier in our conversations. The first hurdle we hit is we put all this time and energy into our showroom, into a storefront, and right away we weren't able to open our doors. We thought, all right, this is the end of the road for us. This was a dream that's not going to happen, and we kind of wrote it out and tried to get e-commerce going and tried to keep some things flowing, and before we knew it, the floodgates opened up and we were just slammed. And so that's a huge blessing, because at first we didn't think we were ever going to be able to make this happen with COVID.
Yeah, it was scary, but we were persistent and driven, man. Like we did get our dream in order to go, and yeah, there was a roadblock, but
yeah,
I mean, we're passionate and we were ready to go and ready to fight for what we finally got. You know?
We weren't giving up. We had a lot of positive vibes and a lot of passion, and so we just pursued it, and it worked out for us. Since then, I mean, business has really changed since the pandemic, and I'd have to say the biggest hurdle for us is the supply chain. Absolutely.
100%.
We all understand, like, products are hard to get. There's a long wait time. I think the hardest thing has been ordering something with a estimated lead time, and then that lead time just keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And we're the middleman, so we're dealing with the manufacturers. We're frustrated. Then we're going back to our customers who are frustrated. And, they sometimes want to take that frustration out on us, which is totally fine. I get that. It's just a tough spot to be in, because
for sure,
we really strive for, we're perfectionists. I'm just going to say it. We strive for perfection, and when we have those kind of things, it doesn't sit easy with us, and it takes a lot more manpower to get ordering done and get through the process. And that's by far the biggest challenge of the pandemic.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, I'm fortunate enough to interview and talk to a lot of vendors and people in the industry, and there seems to be a commonality of three things. They say business is booming, can't find people to work, and the supply chain.
Yep. I've been very blessed on the staffing part of things. We've got a huge network of people that support us here and friends, and really we got a lot of people that always want to be a part of Lolo.
Yeah, a lot of helping hands.
Yes, so we've had a lot of people helping, even ones that weren't on payroll or something. They just want to be a part of it. But there's been no shortage of opportunities in staff for us, which is very rare in this day and age. So we're extremely blessed there.
Well, I mean, we do have a keg here, so.
Yeah, that's probably our issue there is, I mean, maybe not an issue, but sometimes.
Well, that's what drew me to want to have this interview is I was able to observe the relationships that you had with some of the customers, or just maybe they're not even a customer, but they interact with you through social media. And I love the skits that you guys do on YouTube. I hope you continue to do that. I suggest you guys check them out on YouTube. I'll leave a link right here. Like I said, I'm an old man, and I gotta like you to give you my money. So I'm only going to interview people that I like, that I'm interested in interacting with. And if you've noticed, I ask a lot of personal questions, because that's my audience. My audience wants to know you guys.
Absolutely.
And when they know that, then they'll come.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that. I like showing and who we are and sharing who we are and meeting who,
Yeah, I thought
customers
your skits were hilarious.
Thank you.
Yeah. So who does those? Who writes those? Who puts those together?
We don't really write them. But, I mean, if it is written, it's usually something that I've dreamt up and scratched on paper for us. But I mean, mostly we just kind of go off how our actual interactions and friendship is.
Yeah, and this is something we've been doing for many years before we were even into overlanding.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a bit of a background ourselves and some other projects we've worked on, and we could dive into that a little bit if you want to, but that's just our background. We like having fun, we like creating content, and we want to create more. It's just we've been so bogged down with everything we're trying to do with the business and keep the energy going.
Yeah.
That's really our next step, is taking a step back now that we have a well-oiled crew next door, that we can take a step back and really focus on creating content.
Yeah, a lot of it's just been us trying to develop and get the business in order enough to where we can do more of those skits and videos like that, because, I mean, we have a ton of fun making those. So
We do.
yeah.
So, guys, with the Christmas spirit in mind and being an outfitter, I thought it would be great to ask these guys what would be their top 10 Christmas list. So I put them on the spot just a few minutes ago, and they put together a Christmas list, and we're going to go right into it. So what do we, and in no particular order, just random, what's your list?
All right, so what we've come up with, number one,
In
no
no
particular
order.
Okay, I'm sorry, I won't say the number, but you know you are. Tembo Tusk.
Timbo Tusk, what's up, Jerry?
What's up, Jerry?
Now, I have my reasons, but why do we have this on the list?
Well, Yakisoba for one, and I'll let him take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it up to the Yakisoba. But, man, what an awesome piece of gear. I know there's a lot of jokes about the Timbo Tusk, like, you can't be a real Overlander unless you got a Scottle and all this stuff. But, I mean, once you own one, come on. There's no going back. They pack up super small, compact, super easy to use. You can basically do almost any dish on it.
Yakisoba.
You don't need a table to put it on. It's got its own freestanding legs. I mean, there's just so much about it that makes cooking in camp so simplistic.
And fun.
And it's very fun, yeah. And let's face it, a lot of us go camping just so we can cook outside. And there's no more enjoyable experience than the Scottle.
Second that.
Well, I have a couple of reasons. One is I don't have any work to do. I just clean everything off. I eat out of it. I use it as a dish. But more importantly to me, it induces me to cook healthy.
Yeah.
Because generally, what do? You vegetables and a protein.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of induces you to cook healthy. So that's a thing for me.
Yep, not just the usual hot dogs.
Right. Right. And I've seen some very creative things made with it.
Absolutely.
It's also a good one-piece solution.
Yep.
It totally cuts out having to buy a good set of pots and pans. You can cook everything right there on the Scottle.
Mm-hmm.
The second reason is they're a sponsor of the podcast. What's happening,
Hey,
Jerry?
Jerry.
And not just that, it's also a social part to the Scottle, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Totally.
I didn't think about that side of it.
You can be cooking on a Scottle, and people will just walk up. What is that?
Absolutely,
They want to
yeah.
talk to you, and if they already know what it is, they just want to know what you're cooking. It always starts something social.
It does.
So
yes.
that's one of the things I never hear about, but I think is a big one.
That's a great
Yeah.
point.
And an added bonus: if you got a Scottle, people think you're a great Overlander.
That's true. It's major overland street cred, so gotta give it up for the Scottles. I just learned how to cook popcorn on mine.
Should be called trail
Oh
cred.
yeah, popcorn is great.
Yeah.
It's quick and easy.
Mm-hmm. It has kind of that kettle corn taste almost a little bit. I love that. Yeah,
I'm hungry now.
I know.
What do we have next?
Next, I'm just going to randomize because the numbers don't matter here. Let's do the Ready Light. It's a staple.
That's funny you said that, because as he was talking about like people coming up to you in conversation starters, I can't tell you how many times I've been somewhere or been in camp and random people just walking to my campsite and like, what is that you have there? And so if you guys aren't familiar, the Free Spirit Ready Light is basically a panel light, much like you'd see in a studio set or like a video set. It looks very similar, like you see behind us, maybe not. But it's got a solar panel built into it, so it charges by the sun during the day. I have never plugged mine into the wall. It just charges every morning in camp. And then it's got removable little pods that come off, so you can stick them all around your camp. They're great for little flashlights. And you can also charge devices off of it, and packs up into a nice little case. That's probably my first piece of gear I pull out every time in camp, and something I've been using for close to 6 years now, and extremely impressed with it.
One of my favorites for sure. And we do have a video of the Ready Light for folks.
Yeah, they just came out with the new Gen 2 Ready Light, which has an amber setting, a more adjustable tripod, which is very cool.
Yeah, the upgrades they made are awesome.
I actually have one that's close to 6 years old, and I live up at the base of Mount Hood where it's wet and cold and snowy all the time, and I left it out for a whole year just to see what happened to it. Hopefully Casey from Free Spirit's not listening because I just turned in a warranty on it. I'm just kidding. But I left it out all year, and still that thing is rocking, and that's a huge testament on a good quality piece of electronic gear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Ready Light, that is a good one.
I agree with the Ready Light. I have one myself, and it's actually really waterproof.
Yes.
I purchased so many things that say waterproof that end up not being waterproof.
Yep.
Living here, you need guarantees of it being waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the night, I just leave it out. It's raining, it's snowing.
Yep.
I have no issues. And again, like I mentioned with the Scotto, the advantage to me is if you don't want to put lights all around your rig, if you're looking for a one light solution, just one, you're going to purchase one light, I would say the Ready Light, because you have your base station that you can nail down. You don't have to worry about it blowing away.
Yep.
Then you can use the pods and light up your kitchen. You can light up your tent, whatever. It's a total light solution.
It is.
So I think that's a great one on our list.
It's also a decent piece of like small emergency gear, just because you can charge, say your phone dies and you've got no way to plug it in and you've got no excess power port. You've got
I can't tell you how many times I've used
charge
that home
right off the little solar panel on it. So somewhat pretty,
And the solar works really well, because I would be really in trouble if I had to plug it in, because I'm not sure where my plug is.
I'm the same way. I think I lost the cord years ago.
What do we have next?
Next, let's go for the Ukiah tailgater.
The Ukiah, that is a brand new product we just picked up in the last, 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, new buddies.
They are local to us here in Portland. They're actually, 5 minutes down the road from us. And what the Ukiah is, it's basically a portable fire pit. They make several options of them. Our favorite one has a built-in stereo system. The flame goes to the beat, so you can really get that Overland street cred. They've got a cast iron cooktop that adds onto it, which makes it pretty close to a Scottle, but not quite the same.
Well, the cooktop's cool too, because you can flip it. It's a flat top cook, and then you got a grill on the other side. So that's pretty nice.
And so we're super excited about those. I grabbed one for myself. I've been using that at home all the time. And
I've got one at home too.
What?
I've got one at home.
You took one from inventory?
Yeah. It's a green one. It's nice. No speakers though, so I kept it light on you.
Yeah. But yeah, they start at $199, I think.
Yeah, so that's a great deal.
And the cooktops are like $80, so very affordable system. And we just add those up to the website, camplolo.com.
You guys are going to have to show me that after the show.
Yeah, I got one hiding right here next to you.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I love those.
Yep.
We'll show you the cooktop and all that. They're great.
Okay. What do we have next?
Let's go for the WeBoost.
The WeBoost. If you guys haven't heard of WeBoost before, WeBoost is a cell phone booster. You're starting to see them a lot more on the road. You're going to see them on long-haul truckers. I'm seeing them on Forest Service rigs now, state troopers. But it's just a cell phone booster. So basically it goes out there, reaches out further than your phone can, grabs a signal, and rebroadcasts it inside the cab of your vehicle. So with the Overland trend, there's a lot more remote workers. I know for myself, like when I go out, I need to have access if I need to help the guys get the emails. And the WeBoost has been really the only thing affordably that works for me that way.
And how much is it, Johnny?
The WeBoost is, oh man, you got to make me remember. Is it $4.99?
It's $4.99, yeah.
Yeah, $4.99 for the kit that we recommend. There is a...
The Drive Sleek.
The Drive Sleek, which is a little bit more of an entry-level model, not quite as powerful. But we go for the Fleet version with the big antenna that's going to get you the most power possible. and those are $4.99.
Basically your own little cell phone tower, isn't it?
It is. It's your own little cell phone tower,
Yeah.
but you don't have to climb it.
Yeah.
I think WeBoost is good, especially here in the West, where you can. There's so many areas. Just driving from home to here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
went through so many dead areas.
A lot of dead zones up in like Washington and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, where I really kind of noticed the value of WeBoost was I made a trip a while back. I drove from here to southern Arizona, and going through basically the southeast corner of Oregon and northern Nevada and all that. It's so desolate, and there's not much for service out there. And I never lost service the entire time. I was streaming music, I was texting the guys, and sending Snapchats and Instagram stories and all that, and it just
While
rocked.
he was driving.
No, absolutely not. I had a designated driver.
Yeah, whatever. Be safe, please. I
Always.
love you. Okay.
All right, let's see what's next.
Oh, man. Let's talk about something else that'll help you remotely. A Garmin InReach Mini.
Yeah. So another great piece of gear for people getting out off the grid. Great piece of safety. The Garmin InReach devices. So basically what that is a satellite communicator. You're able to link your phone up to it via Bluetooth. You can send texts basically anywhere you're at. So great for keeping the wife happy, or letting friends know where you're at out there, or trying to find a new spot together where maybe communications are lacking. That's a great device for that. Also, it's going to have all your GPS functions. It's got a SOS function, so if you're in a pinch, you can hit that button and you're going to get emergency services very quickly. They even will help recover your vehicle if you pay for the right plan. They'll extract you from other countries if you're stuck in some weird.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was one of the things
that.
I learned is, like, say you're in South America and this crazy, war breaks out or something, they will extract you out of there.
Dang.
There are different insurance plans you can buy that goes along with the InReach for that. But yeah, just for me, it's peace of mind. When I go out solo, which I like to do a lot just by myself, I know for one, I'm going to be able to get help if I get in a pinch. Number two, the wife is going to know where I'm at. And that's probably one of the biggest things to me is keeping the wife happy and all that. So
Hey, Sarah.
that's going back to, gear and starting out. That's one of our very first pieces of gear I'd recommend is some sort of satellite communication device.
I agree totally with
Yeah.
that. That's one of the most common questions I get. What is they're usually asking me about recovery gear.
Yes.
And I actually
Which is
consider
kind
it
of
a part
recovery.
of recovery gear.
Yeah.
And I always put it before first aid. I put it before recovery gear because after all else fails, then what?
Right.
And that's how I feel about it.
Yep.
And you were talking about the search and rescue. I highly recommend getting the SAR insurance.
Yep.
Because when you're overseas, you can easily run up $1 million on a search and rescue.
Absolutely.
Easily.
You get a helicopter out there and some crew, and man, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe that should be one of the first things you do, especially if you are a person like me who is a majority of the time doing solo travel.
Yes.
Also, for you married people out there, it gets your spouse off your back.
Yes.
Mine, I have it ping every 2 minutes, so my wife knows where
That's
I am.
another
every
great
2
feature
minutes.
with it.
That's cool, yeah.
They can log on and see where you're at all times, basically, which may be a bad feature or a good feature depending on how you're looking at it. But for me, it is a good thing and keeps my wife happy at home and keeps me outside.
What do
But
we
I
got?
always come back.
Josh is at the Acropolis.
What do we got next?
Let's see here. You mentioned recovery, that being a piece of recovery, so let's dial back a little bit into the recovery, and we'll go with Max Tracks, a classic.
Oh, the OG Max Tracks.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
come on. Can you be an Overlander without a Scottle and a set of Max Tracks?
Nope.
I think not. But really, I've gone through a lot of different traction boards. And for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with what a traction board is, it's a very easy solution to get you out of a recovery. So if your vehicle's stuck in the sand, snow, mud, anything like that, a lot of times traction boards are going to be the quickest thing to get you out of that pinch. Or say you're out in the sand or somewhere where you can't get a winch line hooked up easy, then again, that's going to get you out super quick and easy. So I've tried many different brands, and a lot of people say, oh, they're all just like plastic with, whatever traction device. There's a huge difference in quality when it comes to traction boards. Even some of the higher end traction boards of other companies I've seen fail multiple times. There is nothing that stands up like MaxTrax. Literally,
that's why it's the OG for sure.
It is the OG. They stand behind their product with a lifetime warranty. I think we had, in all our years, I've been selling MaxTrax for close to 5 years now, and I've had one return. And not even a return, it was a warranty replacement. They did break a board, which I have never seen before, and MaxTrax instantly took care of it. So that's one of my go-to first pieces of gear when I start outfitting a rig is a set of MaxTrax.
And I kind of want to defend MaxTrax.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people attacking them now.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, they're expensive.
Yes.
But it's kind of like a lot of other things that you spend a little more money. Maybe you could have found something just as good for a lot less, but I know this one works.
Yeah, it's a big peace of mind.
That's where I'm at. I have MaxTrax. Shout out to Matt. I have MaxTrax. And I have had other traction boards that did well, but I was always worried whether or not they are going to do well. I'm never worried about what's going to happen with the MaxTrax.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the compound down, whatever it is that they're using, and it works. It's a reason that throughout the world you will see rigs with MaxTrax on them.
Right.
If they weren't as good as they say they are, we would have heard about it a long time ago.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
So
definitely a trusted.
Yeah, they're expensive, but do you want something that's going to work? Do you want something that's going to be guaranteed that's going to work?
Yep.
When I'm stuck, I do.
Because I just like to let people know the average toll on a trip to Moab just to come get you is $1,000.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so where do you want to save the money at?
Exactly.
That is the point I was just about to bring up is, you look at the value of what it gives you compared to like a tow bill or, calling for some sort of recovery. It's massive.
Or just
And
being stuck somewhere for 8 hours. I'd pay
Yeah.
pay the price of MaxTrax 3 times to just be able to get out in 10 minutes.
I hear the comment a lot like, $300 for a couple pieces of plastic, that's just ridiculous. Well, it is highly engineered plastic, and their plastic is unlike anyone else's I've ever seen.
But it's hard for me to listen to those kind of comments from people in the overlanding community. I mean, I've literally had a person leaning on a vehicle with like $50,000 worth of upgrades on it, and they're ragging about $300 boards.
Right.
Yeah.
So for most people I hear it from, I really don't want to hear it from you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
If you've been out there and you've been in that situation, you know.
You've got $1,500 lights.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yep. It's about experience, really. I mean, if you got out there and you've been stuck and you've used a set of traction boards, you're going to see the value.
What do we got next?
Let's do some of my favorite, the X-Talkers by Midland.
The X-Talkers, yeah, that's a good, affordable option. Basically, the X-Talkers from Midland are a two-way handheld radio. And I think those ones have a range of close to 40 miles, which I'm always a little bit skeptical about, like handhelds and what they say for range. But man, I have been impressed with those X-Talkers.
I've tested them pretty.
We use them a lot for when we're doing trips and productions, and I don't really think we've ever had an issue with them.
No.
I even remember a time recently where we were all out mountain biking, and just for fun, we were all talking on the radios, and one of my guys was on an X-Talker, and we drove separate directions. I went around a mountain pass, he went through the gorge, and we kept talking for a good 30, 40 minutes, which was far beyond what they claim, for the reach. Now, of course, there's differences with that, with dense forest and things like that, but for the money, what are those, $89?
Yeah, I mean,
you really
can't go
can't get
wrong.
much better for communications than the X-Talkers.
And I'll go a step further. I carry those. Matter of fact, I carry 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the little base station with the controls on the mic. That's what I'm using when I'm in the vehicle.
Yep.
But you still need the handhelds.
You do.
If you're going to, for a spot,
Yep.
If somebody goes and does some reconnaissance and you want to talk back.
Yep.
And a big one for me, I travel all across the country, and during that travel, I meet people invite me to different stuff, and we want to be on the same page. If they don't have a radio, if we don't have a common radio,
Yep.
I just hand them a handheld and we go.
That's one of my favorite features. You get with someone that's like, I just have a CB or I just have a ham. Well, here you go. Everyone can be on the same channel. They're easy to toss around.
Yeah, we do that
Right.
for like our events and cleanups too. Even like
Yep.
we're just like, even people don't have radios, we'll toss them one of those and we'll be able to communicate with them. It makes it real easy.
And us Jeep guys, we deal with noise.
Mm-hmm.
So we need the clearest voice that we can hear.
Absolutely.
And a CB is just a waste of money for me.
It is.
I need you to repeat it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
With the GMRS, it's just crisp, clear.
It is. Yep. Very good point.
What do we got next?
Let's do the Lifesaver.
Yeah,
It's an
Lifesaver.
exciting piece.
If you guys haven't heard of Lifesaver, that is a 5-gallon jerry can that purifies your water. It's a pressurized system, so it's got a pump on it. You can pump it up. It's got a hose kit you can tap on there, so you can use it, just like your normal little faucet at home. And
How do you know?
What?
How do you know the faucet at my house is little?
I don't.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of my favorite features is that it pressurizes. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's nice that it saves your life and stuff. You can scoop water out of a river.
Yeah, we did the math
Sure,
on the filter on it. It's got a filter that filters 99.17 nines.
Yeah, that's a nines.
Percent of bacteria, viruses, coronavirus it filters. But it will last one person if you do the average for, 1 gallon of water a day. You need basically to survive is a good option. It will do 99 years for one person,
Yeah.
1 gallon of water a day. And that's pretty big.
So you can replace the filter, but you might not need to.
Yeah. It's a spendy piece of gear, but for me, I saw a value far more than overlanding. I saw it for my family, and we were going, when we signed up with Lifesaver, it was during the coronavirus. I saw it was happening in the convenience stores and grocery stores and everything, just
Yeah, I
not much
consider it
access to
a
bottled
good
water.
piece of emergency gear for sure.
And I knew with that, okay, whatever happens, I know we have this piece of gear. We can go down to the creek or the river, and we're going to have water every day.
And as far as the price, I mean, you can't really put it to that, but just like the Max Tracks, it's really well developed.
Yeah,
and important.
it's
piece
right
that-
there at the same price point as Max Trex, too. It's right at $300.
Very soon, I'll be purchasing one. Are you guys familiar with the Epic Family Road Trip?
Absolutely,
I've heard
yeah.
of it,
Like those guys a lot.
Yeah, they're the people who sold me on it.
Uh-huh.
When they were in Canada during the COVID and they were stuck up there and they were going across the country, they would have had to literally go off of the trail, go back to civilization if it had not been for the Lifesaver that they used,
Yep.
where they could just continually replenish their water. So that's the biggest benefit to me. I'm not really worried about any of the other reasons. It allows you freedom.
Yes.
Anything that gives me freedom from going back to civilization, going back to the general store or whatever, I'm looking for that.
Yep.
So that's the big benefit to me.
Yep.
Sometimes the best place to camp, the best spot to enjoy a sunset is a place where you're not prepared for. And a lot of times you don't have enough water. That's just a great solution to me.
That's a good
Freedom.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
Yeah, it's another, for me, peace of minds are a huge part of what I invest in. We get out there to relax and to have fun and enjoy life, and things that are going to help me do that. The Lifesaver is definitely one of those. I'm not worried about water. I'm worried more about relaxing and enjoying time with my family and the experiences. So, to me, that's a big value to me, is peace of mind.
What we got next?
Well, what we got next is something that requires water,
Yeah,
and that's the wonderful,
meal?
delicious Peak Meals. You just
I stole it.
yeah, well, that's all right because I did the yakisoba too. Yeah, Peak Meals.
Yeah, Peak Meals are, if you're
Delicious.
familiar, everyone probably knows the Mountain House meals. They're kind of the staple out there. Well, I'd have to say I've been a Mountain House fan for a long time, and Peak is a step above Mountain House. More protein, it takes less water,
He said it.
and they just taste more real to me.
they're awesome. I love the rice and chicken and rice and pork ones. All the stuff with the rice those are the mainly ones I've had.
I know everyone's
They're
been
so
ranting
good.
and raving about the chili mac too.
Yeah, I haven't tried
Oh,
that.
you haven't
one
had
yet.
that one.
Nope, not yet. But
So I wondered, does Peak have anything to do with just recently a big competitor just changed the formula on a bunch of their foods?
Yeah.
And I think that may be a reason why they did that. I'm not
Oh,
going to
really?
mention the name.
I haven't heard anything about that. That's
Somebody-
interesting.
Matter of fact, in the past 2 days, it was just
Interesting,
announced
yeah.
Wow.
that they went back to some classic recipes and formulas. So I'm wondering if there's a connection there. There's definitely it's a more competitive market now. There's a lot more choices. I've eaten Peak. Peak are delicious.
yeah, they really are.
That's a great thing about competition is it pushes other companies
exactly.
to improve recipes and formulas and constantly be advancing. I mean, that's
up to standards.
I feel like that's really what a lot of the American economy is about. You know, we have this big competition, and it pushes us all to just keep advancing, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it helps with the preparedness and stuff too. Peaks, they're good emergency piece.
Another
as well.
peace of mind
Yeah.
thing, is
Peace of mind meals.
I always have a few of those in the rig somewhere. So if even if we're out on a shoot and we don't have time to go
yeah.
grab some food or something, we grab a Peak meal real quick.
Or even if I forget my lunch,
You go
at
next
home,
door and grab
I
a
go
Peak
next
meal.
door and eat a Peak. Or even if I don't forget my lunch, because sometimes they're just really good.
Yeah.
And a good thing about the Peak meals, most people think of those type of meals as emergency food.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't think about it as emergency food if it tasted
Right,
better.
and yeah,
Yeah.
I eat it for lunch.
Now, the chili mac, I could eat that at home.
You're right.
So I'm more likely to eat it on the trail.
Yep.
So that's the way I look at it. It's
Yeah.
not emergency food, but
It's not an MRE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean it is emergency food, really. I just mean that it could be
Yep.
if you need it to be. But yeah, I eat it for lunch too, and they're delicious. And they are also a sponsor of the Lolo Adventure, so I would like to give an extra shout out to Peak Refuel because they've been a great supporter of us in our adventure. So thank you all.
what do we got next?
Last but not least, we've got the Cupid heater to keep yourself warm in these cold seasons.
Yeah, the Cupid, man, that's probably one of our most popular products during the winter season. So if you guys haven't seen the Cupid heater, it is a small, compact butane heater, and butane is 20% more efficient than propane. It also produces less moisture or humidity in the air, which is a big thing to me, using it inside a rooftop tent. And it's just so much more compact than the Buddy heater, so easier to pack away, easier to set up in your tent. And those guys are right around $120, so still very affordable. It's made by Covea, which Covea has really been innovating a lot of awesome cooking products and lifestyle overland products. And it's something we've been using for about 3 years now.
Yeah, Cupid's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, Cupids are great. I love them.
Well, I have a Buddy heater. And the only issue I had with it really was the size.
Yes, they're bulky.
I've got the double and I've got the single. And even the single is still too big. And I've got a huge tent.
Right.
It's just too much space. When you showed me that and showed how small it was, it's just a no-brainer. I'm going to be definitely moving towards that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you use your Buddy in your tent with being a larger tent, but I usually use mine to preheat my tent, as I like to call it. So I'll let it run for 10, 15 minutes before I crawl up in bed. And, man, with the Free Spirit tents, too, with their insulation, most of the time I don't crank that thing back on till the morning. And so one bottle of butane lasts me, like, most of the summer, honestly, or winter, whatever time I'm using it.
Yeah, it'll go
I like
for
comfort,
4
so I
hours
use
on
it.
high.
What's that?
It'll go for 4 hours on high. So
Yes.
For a can.
Another thing that I liked about the heater when you introduced it to me was one of the disadvantages of the Buddy heater is in a tent, it's not very stable.
Yeah. That one's got a nice base to it.
It's got a nice stance.
Yeah, it's like
to it.
adjustable to the leg that
Yep.
kicks that Cupid up. So,
Yep.
yeah. We did have one more thing to add. It's kind of a little bonus thing if you want to.
Oh, bonus.
All
Pass
right,
that along.
bonus. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, yeah. So, of course, we do all these awesome products here at Lolo. But also another side that people kind of look past or we get questions about a lot is, yes, we are a full install shop. So we build vehicles top to bottom, custom gear all the way, down to easy bolt-ons. But something that we like to push this time of year is free pre-trip inspections. So give us a shout, bring your rig on down. We'll put it up on the rack, spend 30 minutes to an hour on it, giving it a look over, let you know things that might be a potential issue or things you might want to look up down the road. And just another good peace of mind safety
come
piece.
get a little checkup.
Yep.
And then chat about what potential things you want, or have us help you lead in the right direction there.
Yep.
Somebody who actually knows what to look for someone who's going to be really taking their rig through the paces.
Totally.
Yep.
We're way happy to help with all that.
I mean, a lot of people don't have access to a lift either, so very few people are actually crawling underneath their rig, looking at things, retorquing. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing how often we find little things that people would never think of or notice until we get up in the air.
Right. And you want to notice that here in town before you hit the trail.
Yeah. You want to enjoy your trip and not spend it sourcing parts or trying to find help to get you towed off the trail.
And it can just be cool to take a beautiful drive here, look around at the toys while they're checking out your rig.
Absolutely.
Beautiful view right across the road.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there's no downsides to this.
Nope.
Come and see us.
Yep. Have a free beer on us. And
So, guys, I want to say thank you for the Christmas list. I know I put you on the spot, but I think we put together a pretty good list.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty solid.
I'd say we
I really do. Yeah, it's got some really key necessities on there and some fun things as well.
So we're going to ask a few more questions about you guys, and then we're going to roll out of here.
Sweet.
All right.
So what I would like to know is, what's your favorite kind of trail?
For me, my favorite kind of trail is an unknown trail to start with.
Well, that's a really good answer. I like that.
For me, it's all about experiencing new places. I get so jazzed when I'm in a new spot and seeing new terrain. It's just, there's some sort of special energy when you find a new spot and you get excited about it. And so that's definitely a drive of mine. But, man, you just can't go wrong with driving down a mountain forest road and getting lost out there in the maze of Forest Service roads. And even if it's a spot you've been to many times, it's just that release of getting out there.
Yeah, I'd say for me, my favorite type of trail is trail mix. I like
Chex or Costco,
just,
Kirkland.
No, classic, just raisins, M&Ms, or if they're Kirkland, I don't think they're actually M&Ms, right?
All right.
Chocolate.
Yeah. I'm into new experiences, yeah.
And the peanuts, and salted trail mix.
So my favorite kind of trail is any kind of trail with switchbacks.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because every switchback is a different view.
Yep.
That's kind of like a trail mix, too, isn't it?
It is a trail mix.
I'm sorry.
So I like just getting you get a new view each time.
Yeah, and you're
Different-
climbing elevation or you're
Right.
going down elevation and the terrain changes every switchback. Yeah, that's a great point.
What do you have on your bucket list for a trail or adventure?
Baja. We've been talking about Baja since we opened. It's we're going.
Yeah.
It's happening.
When?
This year. End of
It's
summer,
documented.
2022. Lolo Cruise going to Baja. It's happening.
Is yours Baja too?
I'd have to say Baja. Yeah, I've heard enough about it from this guy and been excited and eager to go. So
Yeah.
he said it, and we're going. So yeah.
Why Baja?
Baja, just from what I've watched, from everything I've looked into, I've spent some time in Mexico, a little bit in the Baja Peninsula. It's just, there's something magical about the Baja Peninsula, and you hear that from everyone that goes down there. And then to me, it's just like, it's a little bit of the Wild West. It's still like uncharted a little bit. I'm a huge off-road racing fan, so you got, the Baja 1500 Legacy going down there. And then just seeing the beaches and the coastlines and the remote trails. The people in Baja are really awesome. The food. I just think it's a really well-rounded total experience.
I agree.
I'm in it for the beach and the food.
And the trail mix. Mexican trail mix.
Is that really a thing?
I don't
Mexican
think
trail
so.
mix?
It's got little pieces of churros in it.
Yeah, it's just that little cinnamon guys mixed in.
That could be
We're gonna make that.
You might not know about it.
Yeah. Yes, it already exists. Lolo makes it. Don't try it.
Lolo mix it.
So, regardless of whether it's a good investment or not, what's your favorite update to your rig or upgrade to your rig?
I'll go first.
Okay. Do you have any on your rig yet?
I just got new windshield wiper blades.
Oh, congrats.
Remember, I don't have anything yet. I got
How about your old van? What was your favorite piece on that? That's probably the awning, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The Rome awning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the reason I went there is because one of my favorite. I mentioned suspension earlier, but just my favorite, like just enjoyment and personal piece would have to be my 270 awning on my Jeep. I've got the new Free Spirit 270, and opens up in 30 seconds, and you've got great coverage. Just a sweet place to hang out. So
Yeah.
But if I want to be, a real gearhead here, I'd have to say my my blow-off valve makes me feel a little bit like Vin Diesel in the Fast and the Furious, and so that makes me feel pretty special.
Yeah. That was a good impression.
I do have a turbo.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for being so gracious to me today. I want to thank you for spending this time with me and giving me an interview. It was an honor to spend this time with you. How does anyone find you on social media?
Well, you can get at us on Instagram, Lolo_Overland, or same for YouTube as well, or just at our website, camplolo.com.
Yep.
All right, everybody.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for coming down and interviewing us and have us on your podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's always good to talk with others that are into the same things and excited about adventure like we are. So really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Now I'm going to talk to my audience for just a moment. You guys already know what I'm going to say. Stay safe, tread lightly, and hopefully I'll see you here or on the trail soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You have been listening to Waypoint Overland's Random Waypoints. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.